Jack Rogers looked to the captain with a broken heart. But this was my boat, he said, hand caressing the splintered wood which was held together with hope alone. He knew his dreams of being a pirate captain, much like his boat, were scuttled. Look, we can't afford to fix it, but we are the ambiguous corsairs, not our boat. Yeah, sure, it was yours, but the next one is going to be ours, just as soon as we drown the captain and scare the crew off the boat. Jack did not feel any better, but he knew two things in that moment. He would never be captain, and Captain Mayhaps
That was
the
Karsys. That was the name of the dragon who was running for mayor. It's been bugging me all week.
Karsys?
Yeah, Karsys.
Oh, right.
I know they have last names, but he never ever gave one. He just kind of landed on the roof of the town hall and declared he was running for mayor and that he wanted to go unopposed.
Huh, okay. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that last week.
Yeah. That was his plan, was to be a dragon running for mayor and potentially eat anybody else. We'll get to that later. Hello again, everybody. My name's Sam.
I'm Recorder.
And this is, what are we calling this? We're going with Recorder and Sam?
Yeah, I think that's a good title.
All right. Well, then, yeah. I also bought this at the in town. I think it would do really well to kind of just start everything off.
That's a nice little music box. Where'd you get it?
I picked it up on my way out of town today. There's a new band of merchants that are just kind of wandering around in the streets close to the outskirts, and I just picked it up from them. Haven't seen them around before. Figured it would be a nice little boon to their business. Not that I paid all that much for it.
So, I know we've already discussed this, and you said Lattice was a big town for business and commerce, but people still travel into this town looking to sell what they have?
Oh yeah, it's still a coastal city. People still move in and travel around for a while. As far as I know, renting a dock space isn't all that much. So people tend to moor a ship there and hang out for a while, come into town, sell their stuff, see if they can't land in as many of the different districts as possible before leaving again. Teddy makes it pretty easy for merchants to wander in and to go about their business.
Who is Teddy?
Teddy Mooresmith? Oh, Theodore Mooresmith. He's the mayor.
Oh, that's the person who prompted you to do this whole thing.
He doesn't like being called Teddy. I still call him Teddy.
So, have there been any developments on that sewer monster from last week?
Oh, yeah, I stopped by Town Hall and I got a brief report on that.
Okay.
Apparently, we have had some people come and pick up stuff. A big thank you to Will, Luke, and Mike for being willing to go down to the sewers and gather some info for us. Pretty sure that that gear is all yours now. I don't think anybody's going to want it now that it smells like how it does. But I appreciate the not only me, everybody appreciates the reconnaissance that you're doing for us. From what I heard, they couldn't really get a solid pin down on what it looked like. But from everything they're talking about, it sounds like it's an otyugh.
An otyugh? What is an otyugh?
It is a lovely poop-eating monster. And by lovely, I do not mean lovely. It is incredibly gross.
Is it large? Is it big enough to...
It's probably big enough to ride, if that's what you're asking. I wouldn't, because I'm pretty sure they're soft. Picture a potato.
Okay.
Now give it a big mouth that goes across about half of it, full of sharp, terrible teeth.
Okay.
But they're not actually in any kind of mouth. They're just like loosely placed in that potato.
Okay.
You can just pull them out. They're not attached to much. Now it has 3 legs.
Okay.
2 side tentacles. They go...
Like arms?
Kind of like arms. They don't end in hands. They end in what are kind of like leaves full of spikes.
And that is going up toilets and touching people?
No, I think it would be its eye stalk, which is a third kind of tentacle that sits on top of it that has pretty much its eyes and its nose on top of it.
So it's touching people's with its eyes.
Yeah, if what our adventures tell us is true, it definitely sounds like this gross monster's reaching up and looking at your butt.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't sound like any bit of anything that I want to have part with. I mean,
You don't need to use the bathroom, so you're probably safe.
Yeah, I'm safe. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to, I don't know, I guess fighting this thing, but I don't think I want to go down in the sewer to begin with.
Well, if you want to fight it, from what I remember, it's got like a rocky skin to it.
Okay.
And it's probably also covered in poop.
Yeah, I think I'm fine and just sitting in my woods here.
Once again, gentlemen, thank you for your service. You can feel free to keep the armor and weapons you were given. We don't want those back. That being said, they did a very good job with recon. We still need people to go down and kill it. So if you'd like to go back down into the sewers, you're more than welcome to. But if other people would like to volunteer, I'm certain they wouldn't object to help. This is a problem we need to get solved, or at least maybe tamed. I know some people use these guys to actually, eat the refuse, but I'd rather have it not be in the sewer touching me. So I think we gotta either rehome it or kill it.
Now, how difficult would it be to actually kill one of these things?
I never fought one myself, but I don't think it takes too much more than it would, kill a horse.
Yeah. Okay, so...
I mean, I'm not going to go punch it to death, but...
Is it horse size, or is it more compact but about the same?
I'm pretty sure it's a little bigger than a horse.
It's bigger than a horse.
It's definitely sturdier than a horse.
Okay. It's sturdier than a horse, but you can just pull its teeth out?
Have you ever tried to pull a horse's teeth out?
I can't say that I have.
Then you don't know how easy it is to pull a horse's teeth out.
I guess that would be a fair assumption.
I have tried to pull an otyugh's teeth out. That's easy.
Now, it's about as difficult to kill as it is to kill a horse, like you just said. But is there any kind of reward planned for the people who actually do solve the problem? Or is it kind of a thank you for your service?
Well, I mean, it's a public service. You don't have to worry about anything reaching up and touching your butt when you're going to the bathroom. But I'll see what I can talk to Teddy about, see if we can't get a small stipend for those willing to go down there and do this, short of the resources we've given, because I'm certain you don't want to keep at least the armor. The sword could probably be cleaned, but the armor might be ruined forever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of that, Teddy actually did give me earlier this week, he gave me another thing he wanted us to talk about.
Okay, what is this?
He wrote it down for me, and his handwriting is worse than mine. It looks like a couple of the farms on the outsides of Lattice. Seems like closer to the north and south mountains.
Okay.
No, this is north or south mountains. I think it's the north. I'll have to ask him next week. This may go poorly.
Okay.
It seems like the farms aren't producing anymore. It seems like a lot of the chickens are just not laying eggs, so that we're looking to see if we have anybody with an animal affinity willing to go out there and check and see what's going on.
Okay. None of these chickens are producing eggs anymore. Do they need a rooster for that as well? I know chickens and roosters are like male and female of the same species, right?
I think that's what a farmer would go to first. If they're just waiting for a chicken to lay an egg and they don't have a rooster, I don't think they're a good farmer.
Okay. I don't personally know how harvesting eggs works. I haven't had to either do that or worry about that for myself.
I would love to see a warforged egg, but we don't squeeze chickens to get eggs from them. It's just a thing that happens. We're just covering all the down and dirty stuff right up front, and I'm glad we can get that out of the way before people are interested in sticking around. So if you're looking to help out, you got to have some kind of an animal affinity and a willingness to go deal with birds for probably quite a while.
Now, is the solution to go and squeeze eggs out of chickens?
No, we're not looking to just have the chickens milked for their eggs. That's not how this is going to work. If you talk to Tracy down in Town Hall, she'll be able to give you the location of the farms, and we can get you sent up there just fine. And once again, I'm pretty sure I can talk to Teddy about getting a stipend for people willing to actually help us out. Because if we're solving these problems, we're solving these problems. We're doing a service for the city.
Right.
I think you should get paid for that.
And it's a problem outside the realm of what a farmer who does this for a living would be able to figure out on his own. So it's not like the eggs are just stuck or anything, right?
I don't think they're stuck. That's an interesting concept, though. You know what? I can do this. Anybody who's willing to help, leave your names with the with whatever administrator down in Town Hall, and you can get a free round of drinks at a Drunk Duck.
Hey, that'd be very good. So all of what we're doing right now stems from the mayor, as you call him, Teddy, even though he doesn't like to be called Teddy.
He does not.
He kind of prompted you to start doing this in whatever way you saw fit. How did you guys meet? Have you known him for a long time, or did you meet him through your business?
I met him through business. He came before running for mayor, before that was ever on his plate. He came into the Drunk Duck quite a bit.
Okay.
He didn't, for anybody getting any misconceptions, he didn't show up to just drink himself under the table.
That was going to be my next question.
No, we serve food.
Okay.
And we serve pretty good food. And most of the time, there's no bugbear hair in it.
Most of the time.
Well, a hairnet doesn't work when you're head to toe covered in fur.
Okay. Is it really coarse hair, or?
Yeah. We've boosted quality to compensate. I promise you the meals are delicious. Feel free to stop by. Are you going to tell a bugbear chef who likes making food to stop making food?
I guess you wouldn't know.
You're going to put up with it because more often than not, it's delicious and hair-free.
And if anything, if I'm remembering anything correctly, you don't exactly want to get a bugbear mad at you either.
Not if you're just trying to get a cheap dinner. No, absolutely not.
And I guess it goes double with saying don't screw with people who make your food.
Absolutely don't do that, especially when they're bigger and stronger than people.
Do bugbears eat the food they make? I mean, I haven't met one personally, or they...
Oh, absolutely.
Will they eat a person for complaining?
Not hop, schnapps, or barley.
But it is a possibility that people potentially would...
If you're out adventuring and you bumble into a dungeon, yeah, I wouldn't put it above anything from the goblinoid family to eat a person.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I would tell them how to do their job either. So, what's this about the Karsys, the dragon that ran for mayor?
Yeah, Karsys the Elegant. A big old red dragon landed on the town hall one day and just declared he was running for mayor. Actually, he declared he was the mayor. He claimed we were all on his territory and that he already ruled this. Why are we electing other rulers?
Okay.
It only took a little bit of prompting to convince him to run for mayor, at which point his campaign strategy was mostly that he was going to hike up taxes a whole bunch and then pretty much eat anybody he saw as a criminal.
Okay. Did he actually get office?
No, he did not.
Okay. Did he still eat everybody?
Not everybody.
But more people than he was alluding to?
He ate a good number of what he saw as criminals. Some of which were actually, some of which were making the city less pretty, which is something he didn't want.
Okay. And he said that he already ruled the land that the city was on?
Oh, he still thinks he does.
Oh, he's still around?
Not specifically, but yes. He still comes by from time to time to try to reassert his dominance, but there is now a very large city built, and people don't want him around.
Okay. I don't remember there ever being a red dragon that had domain over this area. So I'd be interested in talking to him if the situation ever came up.
Well, next time he swings around, I'll see if he'll stop by for an interview.
That'd be cool. I'd like to basically ask him where he gets off, because the last time I was closer to the city, there was no dragon that had dominion here, which means, by that respect, I think I should have run for mayor.
Well, you're far older than him, and you were probably in a much lower position than at least he thinks he is, back when you were here before he was.
I guess that's fair.
By all means, when his time is up, if you want to take Teddy's seat in the office, I'm sure you could run for it.
I might give it a try, but does Teddy seem like he's doing a good job?
As good as anybody. It's a very large city, so it's incredibly hard to make sure things actually progress as they should. Teddy's a bit more active than most of the other ones are. He actually goes out into town and tries to get the view of the people as opposed to hanging out in the town hall to actually take care of the business aspect of it. He has people do that for him while I suppose at heart he's still campaigning. He's still trying to make sure people know who he is and love him for who he is, which is better than most people as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. If he's doing a well enough job, then he might as well leave well enough alone. But if somebody comes in to just assert themselves in whatever position they feel they're worthy of, that's more along the lines of something that I'd have to step in for.
Not a fan of that big broad vanity, huh?
No, not so much.
Well, pride cometh before the fall.
Has anybody left any letters for you in any of your businesses?
Oh, one person actually, well, I don't know if one person did it, but one message got to me.
Okay.
I'll see if anything else comes as time goes. But thank you for whoever wrote this. Your name has been smudged out by a glass being set down on it. It reads, so I heard you talk about there being other drunk ducks. Where exactly are they? And I would love to hear more stories about them. Well, stories can come as stories come. I'm not going to list off all the times I got smashed at one of my establishments and who I did it with. But as far as for where they are, here on the continent of Lattice, we have one in Lattice, one in Toptree, and one in Kirk. For those of you who don't venture out very far, Toptree is the halfling city to the... Oh, man, got to get my cardinal directions right. I think it's to the east, and Kirk is the dwarven city to the west.
Okay.
As far as ones not on this continent, well, we have the port. Well, there's one in the port down on Strafe. We have a very open air feel to the one down in Leo K on Tau. There's one in Moraway on the continent of Loop. And down in the Antarctic, we have one in Forge on Bark. That one actually drums up a lot of business because that's primarily if I remember, that's primarily a mining city. And people really like to go drink when they're done with their shifts.
Yeah, I can see that. Now, I'm looking at this note here. What's this little doodle I'm seeing at the end of it? Is that another smudge or?
I don't know. Hang on. No, I think he tried to draw a little smiley face. Is that what that looks like to you? There's the eyes and there's the mouth.
Okay, yeah. I mean, faces come in all